Denise Chávez is one of the foremost Chicana writers in the United States. She is the acclaimed author of The Last of the Menu Girls, Face of an Angel, Loving Pedro Infante, and A Taco Testimony. 17 years ago, she founded the Border Book Festival. As its energetic and charismatic director, she has brought over 7,000 writers and artists to the Southwest, including Sandra Cisneros, Cristina Garcia, and Rodolfo Anaya. Denise is an American Book Award winner. In this film, she talks about writing and reads from her memoir, A Taco Testimony, in the cultural center she runs in Mesilla, New Mexico. Viva Denise Chávez.
What day is that? We're doing a complete Mexican experience here. Love it. I think that's what makes life so wonderful being a writer, that you become knowledgeable about so many different diverse things that you might not really truly have explored, like the Pueblo Revolt. What did I know about the different missions? What do you know about the Franklin Mountains? What do you know about the Oregon Mountains here in Las Cruces? So writing has expanded my world enormously just by doing research. The golden age of Spain, the golden age of Mexican film. It's been a wonderful job, and it's also it's taught me about life. So that is the lesson for the day. Be aware of what you need to do and how you need to do it, and just be open to learn. That's writing for you. Just be open to learning. The Mexican pastry and some vegetables. I have to keep them separate. She's a little hot, but this is a beautiful shawl that comes from a women's collective at Juarez, Centro Santa Catalina. It's a group of Dominican nuns. They help this collective of women, sewing women's collective. They literally live on the dump. It's the old dump in Juarez. And this beautiful shawl, the money goes to help the women's collective. It's a very moving place to go to because you literally scrape the ground like that and a plastic bag will come up. So when I see Frida, I think she'd be happy with her shawl, happy with her vegetables and her pastry. There you go. And this is the Cultural Center, bookstore, art gallery, the Barnes & Noble of this part of the world. This is Maggie from Juarez, a little viejita. On the left side you see a bandage. She died shortly after this, probably cancer of the face. And I'll read to Maggie here. This is for you, Maggie. You might have seen her wandering in the streets of Ciudad Juarez. We're on the border world here. And this is a poem about Market Day in Juarez. Diego Rivera, the muralist from Mexico, wonderful painter, his last painting was of a watermelon, and ditto his wife Frida Kahlo, Viva la Vida. And why the watermelon? The watermelon is a symbol of life. In my reality, a mango. Mango for you, mango for me, is the symbol of life. And I remember going to Juarez to the mercado, maybe seeing somebody like Maggie there, and eating mangos. But you couldn't bring them over to the United States, so you'd buy a bag of mangos and you'd sit in the parking lot. And if you've ever eaten a mango, you have to straddle them. It's good to be close to water because they're very messy. And we'd sit in the parking lot eating mangos. So I'd like to dedicate this to my parents, both who are deceased now, Delfina Rede Favor Chávez and my father, Epifanio E.E. Chano Chávez. And I'd like to think of them eating mangos, maybe with Maggie on the side there. Maggie, there's a mango for you. Mercado Day. Mercado is a market. Asadero is a cheese. And the rest, I think, is self-explanatory. Mercado Day. Mercado Day, Mango Day, Asadero Day, Blood Sausage Day. We sit in the car, doors opened, hanging out of seats, peeling skins of mango fruit, joyous, without words, eating. My mother in front, my father in back, and me at the wheel. We just finished our lunch. Hands lift orange Fanta Sprites and ice cold Cokes from the dispenser in the center aisle. Paid mariachis serenade us with Guadalajara, Guadalajara y mi tierra tan quemada. As the shoeshine boys with their shiny wooden boxes perch on the stairway watching us eat. Wet, sticky hands cannot wipe away the traces of this last holy meal. The parking lot, receptacle of our remains. I drive through Juarez, confident, safe. I understand the way Mexicanos drive. They drive like me. I am not afraid. It is when I leave that the terror begins. Mercado Day, Mango Day, Asadero Day, Blood Sausage Day. I recall that feast later in the rain. Mother is dead. My father will never drive again. I step on that gas. I'm not afraid. I understand the way Mexicanos drive. They drive like me, joyous, singing, Guadalajara, Guadalajara, mi tierra tan quemada. Aguacates, queso fresco, dulces de camote, my mother's favorites, los míos de biznaga. Señorita, por favor, algo para la familia. Hey lady, you wanna buy? Después, later I say, later. Mercado Day, Mango Day, Asadero Day, Blood Sausage Day. I recalled that feast later in the rain.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want you to know, in loving Pedro Infante, that I never had an affair with, I have never had any relationship with an insurance salesman in my life. So it's not my story, it's the story of the world. But I find that it's not that it's an important question, but it needs to be answered by writers. We answer that question all the time, don't we? But it doesn't matter anymore, because after a while, and when you start writing Arriba, which you are a talented artist, your story is going to be subsumed into that water, and it doesn't matter anymore whose story it is. No.
I asked her whether the process of writing this book was cathartic for her, and is there healing involved too? I mean, there's pain, but there's also some
It was a very good question. What you asked is very important, and after a while, a writer sheds that skin of person and becomes the world. And so in a way, it's a greater connection with humanity. It's like you're vibrating with everybody, but in a way you have to leave everybody behind too. And I think writers are probably some of those most solitary people. We have artists too. We know what it is to love, but in a way it's probably the most solitary life that you can ever have, to be an artist, because you have to leave everybody behind. Am I correct? Husband, wife, lovers, children, whoever you care about the most, it's like you have these tender hooks, these people hanging on to you. And I've already shed my parents. I have no grief, no sorrows. I've left them totally behind. I still have the scars that my mother gave me when I was around 10, when she wrote to a future great writer. I don't think that she knew that I was going to be a writer per se, that was going to be my livelihood. Well, hardly a livelihood, but my life.
No llores, las piedras que amor